Hi, my name is Kermit Franklin. I'm a candidate for California State Assembly in the 36th Assembly District. And the reason I'm running is because of my background with regards to working in the California State Assembly last year, where I was legislative aide and where I took bills from one house to the other and also pushed them to the governor's desk. The other reason I'm running is because I believe if you're working that you should not be living in poverty. And that's why I am for the increase of minimum wage. Secondly, I believe that if you're a woman and you're working the same job as a man, you should be able to get paid the same as a man. That's why I support equal pay for equal work. Third, if you're an immigrant in this country, I don't believe that you should be treated like a second-class citizen, and that's why I am for immigration reform. Finally, also, if you're a veteran in our district, I believe that as a veteran and you're going to a VA that you shouldn't have to wait 6 months just to obtain an appointment for a doctor. In addition to that, our unemployment rate within our district is as high as 12%. And in Kern County alone, a portion of it that's in our district went from 8 to 9.8%. So I want to change all those things. Thank you.
Okay, and the first question, what do you think can be done at a state level to address the concerns about our water supply?
Well, actually, there's many things that can be done. I'm glad you asked me that question because that's one of the concerns that I have as well. First thing can be done, obviously, is the conservation of water, which is very important in our district as well. You can also change, obviously, how the water is priced because, as you know now, there's different types of water districts and their pricing is different. And that's something that can be changed. What could also be changed is the system of water rights, which is very important. And also, we can encourage farmers to save more water, setting for goals and things of this nature. Those things are important, and I believe that they've been suggested. Whether that's going to go through or not, I don't know. But those are some ways that we can certainly conserve with regards to water and change things.
Okay, next question. Redevelopment zones have played a big role in the development of Santa Clarita, but with their elimination, how would you compensate for local growth?
Well, another way you could do that, or at least my plan, is the fact of being able to bring in corporations, businesses within the district that will stay within the district and that will hire within the district by giving them an incentive, a tax incentive, to be able to be here for 10 years without being able to, tax them. So I think that will lure a number of organizations, companies here to hire locally versus bringing a company in and then bringing people from another state. I think that's really important for the people to know that those things can change and can change with the Democrat in office because obviously both houses are Democratic and also the governor is Democrat as well. So I think that's important to get that done.
What are you going to do to stem the flow of manufacturing, aerospace, and film industry jobs from California?
Well, part of my plan is this. As I previously indicated, as it relates to giving incentives to a number of companies, a number of corporations, to be able to have them do this. Part of that stimulation is the fact of, as I indicated previously, giving them the tax incentives to come, to be able to stay here for X number of years and be able to hire, locally. That's important because manufacturing needs to come back as well as a number of other things need to come back as well. Our people need to be hired within our district. 80% of the people that live in our district have to drive, as we say, below or to LA to get work, which we should have jobs right there in our district within the 36 and be able to employ people there. Part of that also is education, being able to educate people within our district and having those types of schoolings there so they can stay there, especially with regards to engineering, because that's certainly needed. We don't need to be importing people from outside of our district to get that done.
Next question. AB 109 has been roundly criticized by law enforcement officials, but prison overcrowding is a significant problem. How would you address the issue without simply releasing more criminals from jails?
Well, I would address the issue like this. Part of it is the fact that you can, of course, either build more prisons, or the fact that these are nonviolent crimes, right? That you can be able to release them in that sense because it's nonviolent crime. But at the same time, citizens are afraid that these people are going to come out and be able to reoffend. So, my answer is the fact that you could build more prisons for them to get in. And also you can look at the fact of crimes such as perhaps, with regards to drugs, being able to put them in a place where they can get rehabilitated. We all know that prison is for punishment, but I also believe that you need to be able to revamp the person so when they get out, that they're a different person. They're not the same person, so they're not a reoffender.
California has one of the highest minimum wages. Why do you think this is good for our state, or is this something you'd like to change?
Well, currently it may have one of the highest minimum wages. However, as you know, the law has just been passed that it's going to increase. The problem is that in the past, COLA has not kept up. Cost of living increase has not kept up with regards to the changes, with regards to housing and things of this nature. So California, out of all the states, has the highest poverty rate, 23.8%. And within California, the highest poverty rate is within Los Angeles County, at 1.8 million people that live in poverty. And that includes women with children, a portion of our veterans, and of course our seniors, which are on fixed incomes. Obviously, those things need to change. And studies have shown that increasing the minimum wage lifts a number of people out of poverty, whether you're on a federal level or whether you're on the state level. And that's really important, so people can have the hope and not have to live in poverty, have their kids live in poverty.
The Proposition 30 tax increases were temporary. If our revenue levels declined again, would you be in favor of continuing them if it meant the state remaining solvent?
If it means the state remaining solvent, yes. But there are changes in that proposition that I'd like to change, because there's a number of companies that are not paying their fair share. They have loopholes there where they cannot pay what the portion is supposed to be paid. And that's the unfair part. Why should you or me or others within our district or within the United States as a whole should be able to work hard, pay our taxes, do what's right, and then have to pay our taxes while at the same time corporations like Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase make billions of dollars a year and pay zero in taxes? That's just not fair. And that's why I'm for income equality versus income inequality.
What party do you belong to and why?
I belong to the Democratic Party, and for over 30 years, I've been a portion of that. My father, for example, worked very hard. He made shingles for a living as a roofer. And he showed me that hard work and doing what's right is a way to present to your community that you believe in what you're doing. I am a Democrat because I believe in the democratic values. I believe that women should get paid the same as men if they're working in the same job. I believe in the fact that if you're working hard, that you should be able to prosper like the next person. I believe also the fact that in our increase in minimum wage, I believe in the party as it relates to the fact that we should treat people equally, especially as it relates to our Voting Rights Act, which you know now in a number of states is changing. So those are some of the reasons that I am a Democrat.
So last question. Some have criticized CEQA as an obstacle to growth, while others see it as a vital safeguard for our environment. What are your views on this piece of legislation?
I do see it as something that's vital, because as you know, climate is changing. Whether we're having a number of earthquakes this year that we haven't had previously, or the fact of in various places there might be fracking going on that's causing these things. That's important. That's why I support the Environmental Act. That's important to our community for the safe living, especially in our communities of color, as it relates to the fact of them obtaining different diseases or things with regards to their lungs. These things need to be in place as safeguards to make sure that our children grow up in a healthy community and that they survive.
And you have the option of a 90-second closing statement if you'd like to kind of, emphasize any questions we didn't answer, discuss any points, just your
Sure.
platform.
Okay. No.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I'm here because I believe I bring the best candidacy. One, because of my experience. Two, because if you elect someone on the right, nothing will get done, as you can look at the previous assemblyman. And third, because it's important that we elect someone that's progressive, that can get things done, that believe in our community, that lives in our community, that hasn't just moved to the community to run. I believe that's important. I believe it's important not only to have a person that's experienced, but someone that's experienced, that's formed relationships in the upper house, in the lower house, and in the third house, and also form relations in committees. That's important for our community, to make sure that if we elect someone, that they're progressive and getting things done for us. That can't happen if someone on the right is elected, because obviously they're in the minority. So I offer a progressive platform in getting things done.